Design Center and the Brother Machine, Brother ScanNCut, also Jelly Vinyl. We're going to show you how all three of these items are going to play together today to make a adorable In the Hoop notebook cover. My name is Courtney Douthat. This is AllBrands After Hours. Let's do this. Well, let's start off with Jelly Vinyl. What? This is a whole new craze. Now, you know everyone was obsessed with cork, and cork was a lot of fun. But Jelly Vinyl seems to be taking over. Now, Jelly Vinyl, I have a piece that I cut right here. Usually comes in a roll a lot of times, although come in sheets. I personally buy it in the rolls, 3 at a time. So it's usually what I buy. And they're just this really cool, slick material that has a no fray edge. So you really could use it like cork in any of your projects, because everyone loves cork because, again, no fray edge to it. So you don't have to turn everything right sides out and that kind of thing when you're making something. So today I want to show you how I embroider on this, and it's fantastic. Also, I'm going to show you my design center, a few fun things, how I figured out how to make some projects that are in the hoop inside the machine themselves. Very fun. So I've heard you loud and clear. Courtney, we love my design center, but we'd love more education on it. I read you loud and clear. So I've been clicking around in the machine, figuring things out. So I'm going to walk you through how to make an In the Hoop project with your machine, and also send over an applique to your brother ScanNCut and make them talk back and forth. Y'all, this is my Christmas. Alright guys, let's jump over to our machine and create our design. Alrighty, so we're going to start off going to My Design Center here at the bottom of our machine. So there are multiple machines that have My Design Center, or if you have a baby lock, then yours going to be IQ Designer. But with a baby lock, unfortunately, you cannot do the ScanNCut part. I'm sorry, but I'm going to walk you through it anyways. Alright, so my brother Avenir here, she is gorgeous. The first thing I want to do before I select anything is I actually want to start changing the colors. Now, why are you changing colors before you select a design? The way this is going to work is I need to signify different parts, and I'm going to signify them in certain colors. Now, I did write a cheat sheet for myself right here that has the different colors that I've decided to use, because I've made quite a few of these guys. It's been a lot of fun. So I'm going to come up here right here and select this area. It's going to bring me this line property because it's all going to start off as lines. And I want to change the color to red. Okay, so I've selected red. It shows in the preview it's red. Alright, now currently it's on a satin stitch. I don't need that for what I'm doing. I just need a straight line. So I'm going to select this one right here and hit OK. And now you're like, well, Courtney, where's the line? I'm going to go into my shapes icon and I'm going to select a square and hit OK at the bottom. Alright, now I have that. It's just a straight line right now. It's fantastic for what I need it to be. But I need it to be a certain size, so I'm going to come over here to the resize tool. Alright, so now we're at a resize. So now everyone's kind of familiar with resizing while selecting one of these and holding it down, and it makes it resize faster or slower. But have you ever used this tool, which is right here? This lets you actually type in the size. And so that way you're not holding down the button trying to get an exact size and it speeds past it, or it goes a little bit less. This actually just lets you select what size. So I know that I want the height to be 6.99, and then I have to hit set. If you don't hit set, it's not going to save it. So I'm going to hit set. Alright, and now I'm at my width. So you saw I jumped down to my width. I want my width to be 4.99. Set. Love this feature. Alright, I'm going to hit OK. And now I am going to go ahead and select my next part. Now I'm going to come back here, change my color. I know I want purple this time. And if you're like, Courtney, why are you changing the colors? Because I need to know which section is what. So if I change the colors and I write it down, I'll remember what part it is. So I know this section wants to be purple. Hit OK. And then I'm going to come to my shapes tool again, another square. And I'm going to come to the resize tool again, over to our handy little trick right there, and type in the size that I need, which I know I want 6.68 set. And my width to be 4.51 set. Perfect. Alright, this looks great. I'm going to hit OK. And now I'm going to come right here, this area, and I'm going to select that same purple color. because this is going to be a part of the same design, but I want to play with my fill stitches, which are so much fun. So I could do a full fill, which this first one is selected, and it'll fill in the whole area. Or the second one is a stippling option, which is a lot of fun. Or the last one actually gives me tons of decorative ones. So I'm going to hit select. This is going to be the design that's on my notebook cover. You know, I always say I'm going to select a different one, but I have some of them that are just my favorites. So I'm going to pretend, oh, maybe and we all know where I'm going. Of course, number 11 is one of my favorites. What is it? Number 23 is a favorite of mine. These are all different fill stitches that are built inside the machine. But number 3 is my favorite out of all of them. So I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to change it to purple, just like that outer design was, because I need to know these are both the same thing. Hit OK. All right, so now it's purple. Now, Courtney, where is that fill design? It's technically in your finger. So I'm going to hit the paint bucket tool. And now if I select that area, it's going to fill it in with that beautiful fill design. Isn't that awesome? All right, let's get our next part, because no, we are not done. I'm going to come up here, pick pink this time, select OK. All right, now I want to come into the shapes, and I want to come get this gorgeous diamond shape right here. Hit OK. All right, now I have my diamond. I'm going to resize my diamond with our handy tool, and then I want this 2.01 set by 2.01 set. Boom. All right, hit OK, and I'm going to move my diamond shape where I want it, which I know I want it about here. And I'm going to go ahead and do something really fun. So you remember we used the paint bucket earlier to put a design there, but you know you can also use it to take away a part. Yes, they have that cool eraser tool to erase it, but do I really want to have to erase with my finger if I could just erase a whole area that I want? So I'm going to come into the fill design area, and instead of selecting one of the fills, I'm going to select this. This tool is called No-Sew. No-Sew is fantastic if you just don't want to sew a whole section of your design. So I'm going to hit OK. All right, now No-Sew is in my finger, so anywhere I select is not going to sew. All right, I'm going to hit the paint bucket tool, and now anywhere I select is not going to sew. So I'm going to select inside the diamond. There it is. So now when I make that into an applique later, spoiler alert, I'm making it into an applique, it's not going to have any of that underneath. It's not going to have any bulk to it. It's going to be great. All right, fantastic. Now the last part that I need to add is our pockets. And this is going to be the last thing I stitch out, and I want that to be yellow. And for this, I want the pockets to really be down on their well, so I'm going to select this one right here. It's really going to hold it down great. Hit OK. All right, so now I've got yellow, so I'm going to come into my shapes, grab a square, hit OK. And I'm going to change the size of it with our handy tool to 6.84 set by 4.75 set. Okay, so now I've got all of my parts on there, almost. All right, so what we need to do in my design center, we are A-okay. But there is one little thing I need to change, but it's gonna be on the next screen. So let's hit next. All right, now we're in this tool. Now, Courtney, what are you doing in here? I want to change the fill design size. Yes, you're not just stuck with that design size. If you want to change it in any kind of way, you absolutely could. Now I'm going to come here, and I'm going to change it and make it a little bit smaller. Hit OK. And now it's going to change that size for me, which is fantastic. There it goes. How pretty, right? All right, and of course you can change other things about the fill designs. I only want to change the size, but you do have multiple options. All right, I'm going to hit set, hit OK. Okay, so now we're at this screen. If you notice, it's broken down all those colors. Why does that yellow look green? I don't know. But now it's broken all of those colors down. Now, I want to go ahead and I'm going to hit edit, and I'm going to hit the shield with a crown. Now, this is to actually set something up as an applique, because I know that I want my diamond part to be an applique. So I can send it over to my ScanNCut, right? All right, so we're going to do applique patch by selected color, because I only want one part of this to be in. Now you remember why we color coded, so now I can just say, hey, that pink I know is my diamond, and that's the part I want to be an applique. So I'm going to hit next. Now it's giving me options. Hey, do you want that applique to be a zigzag, satin stitch, off? I want it to be a satin stitch. Hit preview. Gorgeous, right? All right, let's hit next. All right, so now it's an applique. I know that fun little checkered pattern means it's an applique. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK. Add. And I'm gonna select a font that I wanna drop into that one. I love 301. It is one of my favorites. Oh, I have preview on. There we go. I'm gonna select a C and hit set. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit edit, and I'm going to rotate my C 90 degrees and move it down with the move buttons. Now, Courtney, why aren't you just touching it and moving it down? Because I might accidentally move it, the whole design, and then it's gonna be out of my hoop area. Now my C is much too big, so I'm gonna hit OK, the resizer tool, and I'm gonna resize her down. There we go, move her down. Oop, oop, oop. Okay, gorgeous. All right, so we've got all the parts. We have our applique, we have everything that we want. We're ready to embroider. But before I do that, in this screen, I'm gonna hit the pocket down below. Now, when I do that, I could totally save this design to my machine, and now I can make it over and over again without having to do all those steps, and I've just got to save design. But if we notice, someone down here, our brother's ScanNCut. Now, why would I want to incorporate my brother's ScanNCut? Well, it's me, so that's half the reason, but that applique that I've created, I could use my brother's ScanNCut to cut it out. How fantastic. So I'm gonna select the ScanNCut, and it's gonna take just that applique part to send it over. So it's saying, hey, is it okay to put this in the temporary pocket? Anything else you have in that temporary pocket is gonna be gone. And that's a-okay, because I only want this in that pocket. So I'm gonna hit transfer. Boom, transferred. How easy is that, right? All right, fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and select embroidery. Now, if you notice, the colors are all disarrayed now. It drives me crazy, but that's okay, because I can come to this needle up and down, so plus and minus area, and I can actually go ahead and shift through my design to get to what I want. The first part needs to be red, the next one needs to be purple to be my design, the pink area for my diamond, and then my letter stitched out, and then my yellow for my pockets at the end. It's so easy. All right, so I've got a 5x7 hoop here that I've just put some cutaway stabilizer. Now, why are we doing cutaway? Because there's gonna be a lot of stitches going into this, so I don't want it to tear or do anything else before I get around to it. So I've got some white cutaway stabilizer in here in my hoop, and that is all I'm hooping. So I'm not even hooping any of the jelly vinyl or anything like that. I'm just hooping the stabilizer. All right, perfect. All right, so I have some jelly vinyl here that I did cut to fit inside of my hoop like this. Boop. And it's perfect in there. It looks so good. Now, I am going to tape down just the edges of my jelly vinyl on just the short ends. I am using regular tape because I cannot remember where I put my surgical tape, and I usually prefer that. So I'm just gonna tape it down. Now, it doesn't have to be on there super, super strong. It's mostly just to make sure there's no shifting when it goes and puts that basting stitch around. Just wanna make sure she doesn't try to buckle or do anything weird. So all I did was put a piece of tape right there and a piece of tape right there, and she's ready to go inside my machine. All right, so she is ready to go. All I have to do is hit the green button for go. And she's gonna go ahead and do the technical red. It's all gonna be done in the same color, but this is just my little tack down stitch for all the way around, just to make sure nothing shifts going forward. Which I know does not need to be yellow, it needs to be purple. So, and just go negative down until I get to my purple. Now this is gonna do the purple stitch around, and then we'll do the purple fill design. So let's go ahead and stitch that. Technically, I could do without this part, but I like it. particular stitch likes to double back. Just a heads up. There it goes. Perfect. Look how well it stitches on it. It's so good. All right, gorgeous. All right, so now, I know she thinks she's done, you're not. Now I want to actually do my design. Toggle down to my actual design, which is the other purple area, and tell it to go. Ooh, think how pretty this would be as a variegated. Oh, next time I'm doing that. Oh, I'm for sure doing that next time. Oh, it would be so pretty as a variegated. With a variegated thread. Oh, yes, absolutely doing that next time. It would just add so much to the design. All right, so it's done that fill design. It looks so good. Okay, do you see the sheen of that thread? Oh, that is exquisite thread. That is gorgeous. Courtney, focus. We have things to do. I know, but I'm excited. All right, so the next color that I need to do is the pink, which this goes into our applique. So I'm gonna go ahead and just jump over to that section, hit OK, and now it's going to break down the pieces of the applique. Now technically I don't have to do these parts because again my ScanNCut's going to do it. So usually with an applique it would do your tack down stitch first to show you where to put your fabric, and then it would stitch around again, you would cut it out like a crazy person, and then you would do your satin stitch at the end. But I get to skip all those parts because I have a brother ScanNCut and it's going to do that, so I actually get to skip these. Ha ha ha. And I can just go straight to my satin stitch. But let's put my applique part down. Alrighty, so I'm going to come over to the side and hit this arrow to the side until I get to an area that says my connection, because that's actually where I would get this part. So I'm going to do my connection from my machine. And what do I want to do? Do I want to send or retrieve? Well, I want to retrieve something in from my embroidery machine. So I'm going to hit retrieve. And where do I want to retrieve it from? Well, the wireless LAN, of course, because I sent it over wirelessly. Retrieving, retrieving, and there it is. Now, Courtney, it looks like it sent everything. What are you doing? Well, it does send everything, but that's okay, because if you notice, there is an icon that we're very familiar with, because that's how we made our applique earlier, which is the shield with the crown. So if I select that one, there it is. I know, right? All right, let's hit OK. And set. Now, Courtney, is it going to be the right size? Yes, it's always the right size. Don't you worry. So I've got my thing over here. I'll play with it in a minute. And I've got a piece of glitter heat transfer vinyl. Now, Courtney, why glitter heat transfer vinyl? Because it sticks to that jelly vinyl very well. I don't want to do fabric when I can do glitter. So I'm going to go ahead, take my protective cover off of my mat, and I'm going to stick this vinyl in the general area that I know this design is. And of course, since I am doing heat transfer vinyl, I am putting shiny side of vinyl down on the mat and mat side up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and open my machine and let's load my vinyl, or my mat. All right, now I did cut a pretty small piece of vinyl, didn't really think that went through. And so I am gonna use one of my handy dandy tricks, which is being able to scan in my mat. I know ScanNCut's fantastic. So this icon right here allows me to scan in my mat to see what is on my mat in color. And hit start. So it's gonna go ahead and bring my mat on through and scan it in color so I can see what my options are. Love doing this, especially if I had a lot of appliques and I wanted just to cut them all out at once. I have all different materials, lay them on my mat and tell it to go. It's awesome. There it is. Now I do usually lighten my scan, so right now it is lightened, but you could darken it if you wanted to. All right, I know I'm well within my area. I know that it looks like there's like a border that's not catching. It just gives you a buffer area. That's all that is. I know I'm good and well within my area. So I can go ahead and hit OK. Please select, and I want to cut. To be able to cut this out today, I am using my blue vinyl blade. Love this blade. Half cut is already on because I did vinyl last, but if you didn't have half cut on, hit that wrench icon, scroll down one, and half cut will show you right there. And you just need to tell it half cut on. All right, I'm good to go. Let's hit start. If you can't tell, I love this project. Oh, and she's done. And I avoided scissors. It's a great day for all of us. All right, so I'm gonna take that vinyl off of there. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna come to the corner of this vinyl and then pull it. That way, it only leaves behind the part that I want. So all of this, as pretty as it is now trash. And now I get left with the piece that I do want, which is this one right here. Cute. All right, so now this is the perfect size to fit right there where I need it to be for my applique part. Now all I have to do is heat this down to here. Now I have been having my iron right here that has been heating up this whole time, so she's ready to go. I do like the mini project irons. This is an Aliso. I love these because they fit in a 5x7 hoop. So no matter what applique I'm doing, I can usually get it to fit at least in a 5x7. I wonder if it's been a 4x4. I don't know. I never use those. I use a 5x7 and up, so that works out great for me. All right, so I'm gonna take that vinyl and put it right where I want it. Now I could have the machine stitch around and show me exactly where to put it and then put it in there, but I feel like this is good enough. So I'm gonna put down a protective piece of cloth like these. So I'm gonna use the iron and I'm gonna push down. So I'm adding even pressure down. I'm not gonna iron because ironing motions are not gonna be good right now. If I was to actually iron it, it would not be good because things are gonna shift and go where I don't want them to go. So I'm just going to bring this over here. So I'm just going to push down with even pressure to activate that glue that's on the back of this heat transfer vinyl to make sure that it seals in really well in that jelly vinyl. Now it doesn't need to be permanent because it's kind of like using a heat and bond light in a way if you think about it, where I just needed to tack down until stitches get into it and then it's not going anywhere. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off. All right. Pretty. All right, so this particular heat transfer vinyl does prefer to be cold peeled, but I'm impatient. Wow, how pretty is that? Oh, she's perfect. All right, ooh, she's hot. All right, let's go ahead and put it back in my machine. It is so good. All right. All right, and of course it is on the satin stitch, so I'm ready to go ahead and hit go and let it stitch around it. And it's not going anywhere. I've sealed it in there. Now, Courtney, heat transfer vinyl on jelly vinyl? There's a lot of vinyls. Yeah, it does great. And so you've noticed when I heated it down, I put that protective cloth in between there because I did not want any whoopsie days or whatever you want to call it where things melted. So protective cloth for the win. Oh, look how pretty is that beautiful satin stitch going around. It's gorgeous. And look at that, you cannot see any of that pink peeking out because I sent it straight from the machine, so I know it's accurate. It's on the money, it's perfect. So there's not gonna be any, oh no, I didn't put it right where it should be, or I didn't size it correctly, or anything like that. The machine says, hey, this is the exact size. If you ever see me talking about upping the size of your applique, that's usually from a design that I'm not quite sure on or haven't used before, and everyone digitizes differently if we're being honest. But I know if it's coming straight from my machine, it's gonna be on the money every time. Oh, it's so good. All right, so I know I need to go to my letter, which I think is the first one. Because I don't want to put my pockets down if my letter's not down. All right, perfect. All right, and it's gonna go ahead and stitch out my letter. This is the idea coming into it. Now after this, we're gonna do our pockets, and we have to take it out of the machine for that. Now Courtney, why wouldn't you want to do the pockets before the letter? Well, if I did that, it's gonna be horrible pockets because the letter's gonna stitch through the pockets. So I wanna make sure that I'm putting down my letter first and then my pockets after that. So that way it can actually open up to my book. Gorgeous. All right, so all of that part is done. I can go ahead and take my design out. Oh my goodness, that came out so good. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna go ahead and take my little pockets that I've cut out, and these are 6 by 2.5. So if you're doing this project and you're doing it yourself, I made mine 6 by 2.5. All right, so I'm gonna flip over my design to get to the back of my hoop right here, because that is where I'm going to put the pockets, of course. All right, so this is where I'm putting my pockets. Now my pockets are way larger than what I need because I wanted to kind of give myself a little buffer area. So right here is where the outer part, sorry, I have a piece of tape in my hand. Right here is the outer stitch. So I wanna make sure I'm a little past that on both sides, like these. And then I'm just gonna tape on the short ends. So right here, like that, and right here. And then again right there, and right there. Again, I usually prefer like a washi tape or a surgical tape. I have no idea where all mine has gone, so Scotch to the rescue. Now we're gonna make sure we tape these down really well because we don't want anything moving or shifting whenever it goes to embroider those pocket areas. So I'm going to make sure that this is really down because we're gonna flip our hoop back over and put it back in our machine. All right, so I've got my pockets right here. They're taped it down on the short ends, and let's put it back in my machine. And we know that our pockets we made yellow, so I'm just gonna go ahead and toggle on over to the yellow area. All right, let's hit the green. Green means go. And it's gonna go ahead and stitch down my pockets. Now if you notice, it's stitching in between those other lines. It's perfect. That's why I wanted those particular sizes. So it's stitching right down the center of this. Making sure it catches everything. All right, now it's gonna go back and stitch it again because it really wants to make sure those pockets are locked in because we're gonna be using and abusing them, putting them in our book. So we wanna make sure they're locked in well. All right, that's our design done. All right, okay, let me let her finish her jazz. All right, that is our design done. So our pockets have now been stitched in the back like this. They're locked down. Ah! Okay, all right, let's go ahead and unhoop. I don't understand, I love this. All right, here we go, oh, tape. All right, now Courtney, what do I do? How has this become a notebook cover? So this is a mini notebook cover. So I have my mini notebook here and here that will totally fit. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut around. Now, you could use a rotary cutter if you want to and you want to cut that way. We all know what I'm about to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, I could cut in between these two lines because remember that outside line was just a basting line, so you don't technically need it. But that is an option. or I could cut on the outside line, which is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna leave a little buffer and cut all the way around to cut out my book. Now, if you want to use a pair of scissors, absolutely do that. The only thing is the pocket and the top are 2 pieces of jelly vinyl, and they're thick. It's very thick. So my scissors are doing fantastic at it, but if you were doing it by hand, electric scissors for the win. And last part. Gorgeous! Okay, there she is with her pockets. So let's go ahead. Now this is a mini notebook. How cool is that? Okay, let's slip our mini notebook in. Now the stabilizer does stay in there, but you won't see it because the notebook's in there. All right, other side. Oh my goodness, how pretty is that? Oh my goodness, how pretty is that? Oh wow. All right, let's turn it. Oh, that is gorgeous. All right, open the book up. Oh, that's gorgeous. And again, I could make this any size I want for any notebook. This one was I just wanted it for a mini notebook. How cute is that? And since nothing's actually like holding it other than these pockets, as soon as I'm done with this mini notebook, I can go ahead and switch it to another notebook and keep using my adorable notebook cover. How amazing. Now, I put a little diamond on mine. You could put whatever shape or not have one at all, but like, are you kidding me with this heat transfer vinyl and its glitteriness? It's so good. Now, of course, that was a lot of fun and I absolutely love doing this. So if you have not played with my design center, there's a lot of stuff you can do that. It's not just someone writing their name with their finger or something like that, because I feel like usually when I see someone talk about it, that's what they're doing. I have terrible handwriting. So I do fun stuff like this. So my design center is so much fun. There's so much you can do in it. Also, Brother ScanNCut to cut out our applique. Thank you, Brother ScanNCut. Also, jelly vinyl. Have you guys ever used this stuff? It's a lot of fun. Now, of course, I've got everything linked down below. I've got a machine, not the Avenir because I can't sell that online, but I can sell a Brother Stellaire, and that does the same thing with my design center. So that, of course, is linked down below. The Brother ScanNCut is linked down below. You still can get machines that can do what I'm doing. So I will have, of course, have those linked down below for you, as well as the jelly vinyl. Because how fun, right? Comes in a variety of colors. It's really great. So, of course, all that is linked down below, guys. Don't worry, I got you. Even the electric scissors are linked down below, okay? I don't forget these things. And the Alysso iron. Everything is linked. I got you. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and making something really fun and cute. It's addictive. So much fun. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you didn't catch Thursday's video from the AllBrands show, I made really cool rope bowls. I showed you how to make a rope bowl. So that is, of course, saved on our YouTube channel if you have not done our YouTube channel. Also, I haven't got a chance to thank you guys for 26,000 subscribers. What? Thank you guys so much for 26,000 subscribers on our YouTube. I appreciate you very, very much. This has been so fun doing this. So I don't know if you know, we are just a mom and pop trying to survive, and we appreciate when you guys do purchase your machines through us, purchase your notions, everything like that. It helps us continue to do what we love to do, which is education, and adding more awesome creative people to this awesome creative world. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you so much for when you purchase through our family company. We truly appreciate that. All right, guys, I will see you next week with even more projects. You don't even know what I have up my sleeve. I'll see y'all then. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it's another easy way to let us know that you guys want more of these videos. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all. I'm about to put my head here. I had the camera. Ha! Tricky. I love it. I did not fill that hole. What went there? Oh, it's the machine. I'm gonna fill this later. Oh, I wonder what was missing. Cute, 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 cute. Ah, much better. My design center, the Brother ScanNCut Jelly Vinyl, that is exactly, oh, I hit the machine, sorry. Already. What are these things? I'm going to show you exactly how they all play nicely together to make an In the Hoop notebook cover. My name is Courtney Douthat. This is AllBrands After Hours. Let's do this. All right, one more time. That was good. Why do I have to do it again? Want to say hi real fast?
Hi.
Do you want to say bye?
Bye.
All right, Alexander. There we go.
Jill.
There goes Jill. Thank you. All right, love you. If you can't tell, I love this project. And the sun's also set outside. It really is 6:39 when I'm filming this. So it's like we are doing it after hours. It is after hours. I need to go home. It lets me continue doing this fun education. I absolutely love doing this. All right, guys, don't forget to like and oh, she's done. She was done. She was like, I'm done. All right, I guess that's a cue for me. Good night.